Well, we didn't find the Dolmen restaurants, so we went to the many restaurants. Here we are. I can see the Dolmen, but I can also see a cabin next to it.
Yes, that's the particularity of this place. You find a dolmen, and just beside one of those particular dry stone huts that are found almost everywhere in the Black Perigord.
So here is a dolmen, but is it a megalith too? What does it mean?
Yes, that's what we call a megalith. The word is made of two Greek words, mega, very big, and lithos, a stone. So megalith is a monument made of big stones.
So who made this dolmen, and how old is that monument?
Let's say that you find dolmens almost everywhere in Western Europe, particularly in Britain, in Ireland, in Spain, in Denmark, and of course in France. And the oldest of these dolmens are found in Brittany, and they date back to 7,000 years, which is not yesterday. They belong to prehistory. They are prehistoric monuments. They were made during the Neolithic times.
So you are talking about prehistoric time. So how could man could carry this huge stone here?
There were some experimentations that were made during the 70s, as far as I remember, by a French archaeologist whose name was Jean-Pierre Mohen. And he took the population of a village, about 200 men, and with linen ropes, with levers and logs, they could pull a big stone, a stone of 32 tons on a distance of 40 meters. So he proved that at least it was possible. And with some better techniques, using kind of rails made of wooden beams, you could divide the number of men by 5 or 6. So actually, to move a stone of 32 tons, about 35-40 men would be enough.
Wow, it's very incredible. But it's cool. I heard about also in movies that this kind of stone was used to do some human sacrifice.
Yes,
is it still true or not?
No, it's not true. Well, nobody knows actually, but it is said that the Gauls, the people who were living in what is France now 3,000 years ago or 2,500 years ago, used such megaliths in order to make human sacrifices. Well, nobody knows, but it is certainly wrong, because when the last dolmen was built, let's say 4,000 years before us, we had to wait another 1,000 years to see the first Gaul settling in this area. So the Gauls never built megaliths or dolmens. Okay,
so you talk about this megalith, but what about this cabin next to it?
So, well, it's funny because they were said that those particular dry stone cabins were built by the Gauls. This is also a legend. There is no document, there is no evidence of such work made by the Gauls. And we know that the oldest dry stone huts that are found everywhere, the oldest, date only back to the 18th century. Anyway, they are found most of the time before were found vineyards. So there is a link between the former vineyards and those dry stone houses.
So I know how old is this cabin, what is it made for, but I still don't know what this dolmen is made for.
Yes, that's the most important that I forgot, of course. Such a dolmen now, archaeologists consider that it is a grave. But you see only what is remaining of this grave, which at the beginning could be covered by a kind of mound. either a tumulus, in other words, a mound of earth, or a cairn, a mound of stones. So a grave that might be much more complex with a corridor and some funerary chambers. This one would be a simple corridored dolmen.
So thank you for this visit, Bruno. But how many dolmens are found in the region?
Well, about the département of la Dordogne, there are about 100 megaliths. But probably there were many more. You just take a map and you're going to point out all the names like Cailleur-Levade, Peyreplantade, Peyrefiche, Peyrelevade. Those names are the witness of the former presence of megaliths, dolmens or menhirs.